Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And now that we've finished all the episodes for Battlestar Galactica's 1978-79 single season, which is basically the only season that they had after the show got cancelled. Now, been trying to find out the reasons for cancelling this awesome show, one of my favorites, and apparently it initially was a rating success. CBS counter-programmed by moving its Sunday block of All in the Family and Alice and How earlier to compete with Galactica in the 8 p.m. slot. From October 1978 to March 79, the BSG basically got 28% of the 8 p.m. audience, and which was they were second compared to a show called All in the Family. However, in mid-April 1979, ABC executives cancelled the show. One of the reasons was it was getting too expensive to make, and the ratings seemed to be going, here and there. The decision to bump the show because it was expensive. The series had been broadcast irregularly in recent weeks. This is one of the stupidest decisions that that a network executives could have actually made. The show is still popular. The show is still beloved. All these years later, well over 40 years, but idiots. And they, even though it was getting over a quarter of the audience on a Sunday time slot, they changed the timing in basically to repost his number one program, which was Mork and Mindy, starring the late Robin Williams. And therefore, it finally got cancelled. This led to viewer outrage and protest outside ABC studios. And it even contributed to the suicide of Edward Seidel, a 15-year-old boy who lived in St. Paul, Minnesota, because he was obsessed with the show. I'm glad I never went to those kind of extremes, because by the time I got to know about this show, and I was old enough to understand about cancellations, all that stuff, the show had been gone off the air for almost, I would say, a few years. 5-6 years at the most. Oh, I seem to be very thirsty today. Anyway, however, because of the protests, because of the write-ins, what happened was they decided to bring this show back as Galactica 1980, which is this DVD disc over here. Now, Galactica 1980 is rather cruelly labeled as, among some fans, as being one of the worst television shows, if not the worst television shows of all time. It's not that bad. Let me tell you that, a couple of the episodes were really bad, but especially the baseball one. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I was in the middle of a cough in between. I decided to just stop the video. Anyhow, so like I was saying, there are a couple of bad episodes in this. But when you look at the fact that this show only ran for 10 episodes before it got cancelled, and the other problem was, and something which I've noticed that also happened in Movie, which is another science fiction television series, there was a lot of repeats. There were a lot of clips from the previous show which they would do over and over again because of budgetary constraints. And like I mentioned, it only lasted for 10 episodes. So it was on ABC from January 27th to May 4 of 1980, and it lasted just those 10 episodes. So it started off with a 3-parter episode, and which was kind of promising. When I look back at it right now, I've just finished watching those, and it did have some good moments, but overall, I guess the fact that one of the reasons for them, one of the ways that they decided that they were going to, excuse me, sorry about that, I was getting a cough as well as yawning at the same time, so I may drink a little bit more water. And this is going to be happening throughout the video, I guess. So like I mentioned, a couple of the episodes are really bad, but and I just watched the first 3 episodes, so I've got to say that one of the ways that they actually cut cost was they got rid of a lot of the main cast, and basically only two of them survived. One became a recurring, kind of like a recurring character, and the other was the character of Adama, played by Lon Green. To be honest, at times he felt like he was really sorry that he was there, but yeah, I wouldn't call it the worst show. When you compare it with the 1978 BSG, excuse me, and the 2003 or 2004 version of BSG, yes, it's really bad. But one of the ways that they also managed to bring the cost down, the second way is to keep it, they've actually found Earth. And therefore, most of the scenes, most of the episodes are set on Earth. There are some scenes that they actually do have in space, but the problem is they do a lot of repeats. They use a lot of clips from the original series added into this, and you can actually make out, if you're a fan, you definitely make out. So they did a lot of those things. So yeah, they did contact, ABC did contact Glenn Larson to see about reviving the series, but they said it has got to be less costly and they want to make some modification. Let's see. So they weeded out many of the supporting characters. They initially were going to say that it will be 5 years after the end of season 1, but then they decided to set it a lot later, which is actually like 30 years. They weeded out many of the supporting characters who are now considered to be unnecessary. Colonel Tai, Athena, Cassiopeia, Boxy. That was really stupid. I mean, they were really dumb. These network executives were really, really dumb. We wanted those people. Colonel Tai, Athena, Cassiopeia, and Boxy. All right, I understand the fact of the little kid factor, but come on. I don't really understand why you got rid of the other people. The only major character return would have been Adama, Colonel, Boomer, Apollo, Starbuck, and Count Balta. But he would have. They decided to set it 30 years, and now you only have Adama and Boomer coming in. So because Doug Benedict and Richard Hatch didn't want to, they didn't like the script, and Benedict himself was unavailable, I believe, and Richard Hatch did not like it. The series, they decided to put it 30 years after the end of the original series, and that Boxy would be now a grown-up man of around somewhere in his mid-30s, and around mid to late 30s. I don't remember how old the actor was at that time, but yeah, he would have been, let's see, around 38, maybe 37, 38. Phew. So he would be grown up, and his name would be changed to Troy, and it seems like Boxy is kind of his nickname as a kid. And the character of Lieutenant Dylan was created to take over basically the Starbuck kind of role. These two would be the captain and the lieutenant, close friends who are doing the adventures together. No Baltar, none of the other characters, and instead they created Commander Xavier or Dr. Xavier, who would become the role as the main villain. And they created so they basically said that they would actually reach Earth around 1980, sorry, and they find that Earth is no way as advanced enough as them, least and not even half as advanced as them. So the way that they thought that they would try and influence Earth's scientific advancement is actually to infiltrate Earth by sending small groups into key locations and pretending to be humans of Earth, and then making some of the scientific advancements. Hopefully before the Cylons meet them, they can actually finally reveal themselves to be from outer space, and thereby find ways that they can actually protect themselves as well as the humans of Earth from the Cylons. So time travel. The network was actually unhappy with the time travel, because in the pilot episode we do see a time travel place. So I think initially they were looking at putting this maybe as Dylan and Troy going and trying to find out trying to find out where Xavier and possibly some of his followers have gone off into different parts of Earth's history to influence things and make it make it advance a lot more. However, because that's not the way that the Galacticans wanted, or the colonists really would have wanted things. They're trying to get Xavier back and bring him to justice, but that's basically only was part of the first episode, the three-parter episode. After that, they abandoned it and it became more episodic in nature, just about trying to protect some of the colonial children on Earth so that they can live more productive lives and influence, as they grow up later, influence Earth's policies. And Belisario, he later took that same original time travel concept and he used it in Quantum Leap, basically, if you are a fan of Quantum Leap. I'm aware of Quantum Leap, but I've never actually watched it. So so we're going to end this video and I will then start the reviews for each episode. But I just want to mention who are the cast. You have Lon Green as Commander Adama. Lon Green returns as Commander. I don't know what's wrong with me. Commander Adama. The difference in him is, of course, he's now supposed to be 30 years older. He's got a full beard full mustache and full beard. He looks very different. But funny part is actually he looks younger than he looked in the 1978 series. Herb Jefferson returns as an older boomer, but now he's replaced Colonel Ty and is now the XO of the Galactica. So he's Colonel Boomer now. Kent McCord plays Captain Troy, and Barry Van Dyke plays, who's the son of Dick Van Dyke? Yeah, son of Dick Van Dyke, and nephew Jerry Van Dyke. He plays Lieutenant Dillon. So Kent McCord is now 77 years old. So 40 years ago, he was around 37 years old, yeah. 36, 37 when he shot the role. So Ken McCord and Barry Van Dyke, they are joined by Robbie Reist and later James Patrick Stewart as Dr. Z, who was a new character which we'll discuss in an upcoming episode later. We also have Richard Lynch as Commander Xavier, and we have the lovely Robin Douglas as Jamie Hamilton, who plays the human who is going to be helping Troy and Dylan in their missions on Earth. So and I can also safely tell you that Robin Douglas was probably my very first crush at the tender age of 4 or 5 years old. I remember being absolutely smitten by her. So yeah, she's still when I'm watching her right now. I mean, how old is she right now? Robin Douglas would be 67 years old. She's retired as an American actor. She's a retired actress and former model. But yeah, back in then, I mean, she is in the conventional beauty, but I did find her very attractive. I still do find her attractive, and when I'm watching her, like, I wish I'd actually been able to see her again. And yeah, these are the 2 discs that the episodes come in, disc 1 and disc 2. And this is the back of the episode, and the front, which I kind of like. It's got this, this light effect over here of the Galactica, and then you see some of the other ships, and they have reached Earth. So that's about the DVD and a little bit of the history, the background of Galactica 1980, and I can't wait to start reviewing the episodes for you, one by one. Only 10 episodes, so we're going to do that pretty quickly. Any other update from this? I remember Robbie Reist. I've seen Robbie Reist in... he was in Sharknado, and he looks so different from the kid that he was. I think he's in Sharknado 2 as well. But I've only watched Sharknado, so... that's about it. Richard Lynch, of course, is a famous actor. I think I'm going to go to bed right now. Famous villainous actor from the 80s and 70s, I guess. I've seen him in a couple of movies, and I've seen him in some television shows. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I'll do the reviews maybe tomorrow. I'm feeling very sleepy right now, so probably going to try and watch some movie, maybe even watch some Galactica 1980. But I'll do the reviews starting tomorrow, so or if I'm feeling up to it, a little after tonight, a little after a while. But it's past 12:30. Anyway, so take care, guys. Have a good night, and I will see you again very soon with episodes of Galactica 1980. Yeah, I know it's bad. It's a bad show, but yeah, I still love it.